You're eating less, you're exercising more, you're doing everything the internet told you to do, and yet the scale won't move. Sound familiar? Here's the thing nobody tells you. It's probably not your willpower, it's not your discipline, it's biology. And once you understand what's actually happening inside your body, everything changes. Let's decode it. Most people believe weight loss is simple. Eat less, move more. Calories in, calories out. And while that's technically true, it's dangerously oversimplified. Because here's what that equation doesn't account for. Your body is not a calculator, it's a survival machine, and it will fight back against every attempt you make to shrink it. When you cut calories, your body doesn't just quietly burn fat, it does something far more clever. It downregulates your metabolism, meaning it starts burning fewer calories just to keep you alive. Scientists call this metabolic adaptation. You might know it as a plateau. Studies have shown that people who diet aggressively can see their metabolism slow down by 15 to 30%. That means your body is now burning hundreds of calories less per day just because you started dieting. So the less you eat, the more efficient your body becomes at surviving on less. That's not failure. That's evolution keeping you alive. Now let's talk about the real hidden reason: hormones. Two hormones control almost everything about your hunger and fat storage: leptin and ghrelin. Leptin is your "I'm full" signal. It's produced by fat cells and tells your brain to stop eating. When you lose weight, your fat cells shrink and leptin levels drop. Your brain interprets this as starvation and cranks up your hunger. Ghrelin is the opposite. It's your hunger hormone. And when you're in a calorie deficit, ghrelin levels rise. You become hungrier, more obsessed with food, less satisfied after meals. This is why dieting feels like a mental battle. It literally is. Your brain is chemically pushing you to eat more. And there's a third factor: insulin. If your diet is high in refined carbohydrates and sugar, your insulin stays chronically elevated, and high insulin directly blocks fat burning. Your body cannot access stored fat for energy when insulin is high. This is why two people eating the same number of calories can have completely different results based purely on what those calories are made of. Here's one most people never connect to weight loss: sleep. A landmark study from the University of Chicago found that people who slept only 5.5 hours per night lost 55% less fat than those who slept 8.5 hours, even while eating the exact same diet. Why? Because sleep deprivation spikes cortisol, your stress hormone, and cortisol tells your body to store fat, especially around the belly. It also increases ghrelin, making you hungrier the next day. Poor sleep also destroys your willpower. The prefrontal cortex, the rational decision-making part of your brain, is severely impaired without sleep. So you reach for junk food not because you're weak, but because your brain literally cannot make good decisions when it's tired. If you're sleeping less than 7 hours a night and wondering why you can't lose weight, that might be your entire answer. Modern life is chronically stressful, and chronic stress is one of the most underrated causes of stubborn weight gain. When you're stressed, your body releases cortisol. In short bursts, cortisol is useful. It gives you energy to deal with a threat. But when stress is constant, cortisol stays elevated around the clock. Chronically high cortisol increases appetite, causes sugar cravings, breaks down muscle tissue, and directly promotes fat storage, particularly visceral fat, the dangerous fat stored around your organs. This is why someone going through a difficult period in life, a stressful job, relationship problems, financial pressure, often gains weight even without changing their diet. Your body thinks it's under attack, and it responds by holding on to every calorie it can. So what do you do with all of this? First, stop punishing yourself with extreme calorie cuts. A moderate deficit of 300 to 500 calories per day is enough to lose fat without triggering aggressive metabolic adaptation. Second, prioritize protein. Protein keeps you full, preserves muscle mass, and has the highest thermic effect of any macronutrient, meaning your body burns more calories just digesting it. Aim for at least 1.6 grams per kilogram of body weight daily. Third, Fix your sleep. This is non-negotiable. 7 to 9 hours per night is not a luxury. It is a biological requirement for fat loss. Fourth, manage your stress. Exercise, walks, breath work, limiting phone use before bed. These aren't soft suggestions. They directly lower cortisol and make fat loss significantly easier. And fifth, be patient. Real sustainable fat loss happens at 0.5 to 1 kilogram per week. Anything faster and you're likely losing muscle along with fat, which slows your metabolism even further. Weight loss was never just about eating less and moving more. It's about understanding your body, the hormones, the metabolism, the sleep, the stress, and working with your biology instead of against it. That's what PhysiqDecode is here for. Every week we break down the science so you can make decisions that actually move the needle. If this video gave you clarity, share it with someone who needs to hear it, and subscribe if you want more content like this. Because your body isn't broken, you just needed the right information. See you in the next one.